We are here at the Tabasco Museum. You can buy a barrel of Tabasco. Huh.
Beginning our tour, we start at the Tabasco Museum. They also have a virtual tour, but we did not do it this time. They give you a tiny Tabasco bottle for buying tickets to the museum. This is to light things up in your tour. The Tabasco Museum talks about the rich history of Tabasco sauce, the unique owners, and the fascinating islands it's made on. Tabasco only has 7 different flavors of sauce, but every one of them are great. It's truly a case of quality over quantity. Tabasco has made tons of merchandise around Tabasco to help expand the influence around the world. Tabasco's packaging has seen many different variations throughout its 156 years of selling hot sauce.
The generations-old artisanal process of making Tabasco sauce begins in the pepper fields on Avery Islands.
Tabasco sauce has been brought all over the world, being consumed in over 180 countries and territories. While the museum talks a lot about the owners of Tabasco over the years, something we'll talk about later in the video, it also tells us about the history of the land Tabasco is made on. Tabasco is made on Avery Island, an island full of history. Just as seen, many fossils have been pulled out of Avery Island, as well as ancient arrowheads. Some of the fossils have come from mastodons, direwolves, and giant sloths. We have evidence of Native Americans living on the island for some time. However, studies suggest that other pre-tribal Native Americans also lived on this island, with thousands of pottery shards being found around the island. In more modern times, most of the employees of the Tabasco factory live here, some of them living here for generations. When we finally got out of the museum, it was pouring down rain. But that's not going to stop us. We start our tour towards the Tabasco Greenhouse and Barrel Warehouse. It is a little bit of a walk, but it is quite pleasant, even in the rain.
That's where we're heading. All the different types of peppers. More peppers. One of them seeming to have fallen over, unfortunately. That would be a lot of barrels. That is a lot of Tabasco right there. It's a little muddy, but that's okay. Oh, this is gorgeous. Ooh, tree down, or bamboo down. Duck under that. Very tranquil, especially with the rain slightly going overhead. Makes for a very serenic walk. Not a long one, but very nice.
Continuing on the tour, we make our way to the blending building. This building is all about letting you see all the barrels of Tabasco sauce being mixed together. This is their actual mixing facility, so do try and be respectful while you're here. We then made our way over to the Avery Island building. This building talks all about the wildlife around the island, as well as the many different gifts that have been given to the Mcilhennys, like a Buddhist temple. We will be exploring the island towards the end of the video, so stay tuned. While exiting the Avery Island section, we walk through a portion talking about the salt mine operations here on Avery Island. It was the first of its kind in North America, and salt here can be found in your nearest Tabasco bottle. We then get to see the bottling process of Tabasco. And finally, we get to see many of the unique items made by Tabasco. The Tabasco store sells, well, Tabasco, but it also sells a lot more. It has many Louisiana-style merchandise as well as a tasting bar, my personal favorite. They even have children's books as well as local cookbooks. My recommendation being the Talk About Good cookbook. I've had one for a while and everything I've tried has been great. Finally, to end off this video, we're going to explore the Jungle Gardens. The Jungle Gardens are a huge wildlife reserve that you get access to when you buy your museum tickets. It is a drive-through experience, but there are stops along the way you can walk through. But we wouldn't have any of this if it wasn't for the owners of Tabasco. Tabasco is still a family-owned company. It all started when Edmund Mcilhenny invented Tabasco hot sauce in 1868. This was during the South's economy collapse after the Civil War. By 1874, Tabasco had entered major American markets and made its first exports overseas. Edmund's son, John Avery Mcilhenny, took over after Edmund's death in 1890. John did resign, however, in 1898 to join future U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt's Rough Riders Cavalry Regiment in the Spanish-American War. He later also fought in the Philippine-American War during his vacation. He was eventually appointed Civil Service Commissioner in 1906 until 1919, where he was appointed financial advisor to Haiti. During that time, Edward Avery Mcilhenny, John's younger brother, assumed the presidency of the Tabasco Company. Edward was an explorer before his time at the company. He took multiple expeditions of the Arctic, one which their ship wrecked, and another where he saved a whaling fleet in an old government refuge station. Once Edward returned to become president of the Tabasco Company, not only would he modernize the business with new factories, but he would create the jungle gardens surrounding the factory, encompassing the entire island and what we are currently exploring. Walter Mcilhenny served as the next president of the Tabasco Company. Walter spent 31 months in the Western Pacific as a member of B Company, 1st Battalion, 5th Marines, and the 1st Marine Division during World War II. Walter received the Navy Cross, the Silver Star, and 2 Purple Hearts during his service. His combat helmet can be found at the National World War II Museum in New Orleans. It can be found beside a Japanese sword, one that put quite a dent in the helmet. Walter also played a big role in bringing Tabasco sauce to the U.S. Army, having every MRE include a miniature bottle of Tabasco sauce. Paul Mcilhenny took over then, being the spearhead to Tabasco branded merchandise. And that brings us to today, where Tony Simmons, the great-great-grandson of Edmund Mcilhenny, runs the business. He's the man keeping Tabasco in our homes today. Now, back to the gardens.
So there is a little bit of walking at all of these little areas that you can do, but it is mainly on the road. Make sure you don't get out with a gator. There he is. The old Buddha. What's that? Sounds like a goat or something. How peaceful and tranquil. It felt like goats or something. I don't know too much about Buddhism, but people making offerings, I'm assuming, out over the landscape. You can hear the swarm. You can hear the swarm of birds chirping away. There they are. You get it. You can see a sneak peek of them. Dun dun! The sea of white on a sea of green. Look at all the moss. And look at all the birds. Oh my goodness. In every facet, they have just taken over. Although this was designed for them. It was designed for the bird city, is what he called it. Very aptly named so. Look at that one sitting all pretty up there in the tree. Man, oh man, though.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, go check out one of my other videos. If you really liked it, consider liking and subscribing as well. With that, I can't wait to see you all next time. See ya!